What is up, Sideways Friend? We're back in today with another video, and there's another 240 in the shop, if you can believe it. And this one is a complete shit box. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around right now and show you guys what's going on. Not 100% excited about this right now. It's gonna be cool when it's done, but having to get it to the point where it can be done is going to be a hell of a mission. So we're gonna go ahead and get this done today. I got one of my buddies used to work for me over here, my buddy Sean. He's gonna basically go through everything. But let me show you what's going on with this vehicle before we get too balls deep in this thing. So look at this beauty, guys. We got the eBay intercooler, the Wish Special, with the Wish Special oil cooler, with the do-it-yourself lines that are going to explode and blow up. We got like 10 couplers and clamps on each side. We got the 2JZ GE throttle body welded to the Chinese plenum, then welded again to the lower runner assembly. We got oil blowing out the valve covers. The valve covers are looped together with, I guess that was the breather that was there. A bunch of crazy fuckery for the coolant lines. We're running a FPU or whatever the hell bullshit thing that used to be back in the day to raise the fuel pressure for all your basic NAT ghetto-ness. Then we have a precision turbo that looks like it should be on a Honda Civic with a bunch of welded crap everywhere. And then we have a downpipe that's welded from like a SR20 DET to the fucking downpipe down there, and some crazy screamer pipe that's coming out, apparently out the hood. So I don't even know what to do or say about this. The cylinders were wired up wrong for 5 and 6. It does run, it doesn't idle. It did have rod knock. Customer was trying to tell me, hey, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tune this thing and get it going and blah, blah, blah. I was oil blowing out the valve covers, and it ran when I picked it up and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay, bro, this shit did not go anywhere. And if it did, it probably didn't run on all 6, and it was probably super fucked. What makes it even better is the car's all primered. It was wrapped with some anime bullshit crap. The back's been cut out for some like literal ass fuckery that's going on over here. I don't know what's going on with the rims, but they've been spray painted. It's all stock as far as the rear goes. The front stock too, with some bullshit angle kit. We have no idea what's even going on, but look at the interior in this thing, guys. We have the battery falling over in the car, grounded to a seatbelt bolt. We have a bunch of stuff in the back that's supposed to be up here that isn't there. The shifter is in the dash. So woohoo on putting a Mark II or MK3 Supra shifter in your S13, guys. Yeah, that's how you do it. You buy the eBay special shifter, you cut and weld it, and fucking send it to the moon. Sounds super great. As far as wiring goes, hey, look, we got a do-it-yourself fuse box with some do-it-yourself bullshit fucking panel wiring, wired up to a harness with the 2JZ GE stock computer. Great. That's a great fucking idea when you're turboing your engine. Let's just run it all stock. Probably doesn't even have a fuel pump upgrade. And then he brought me, oh, you know what? He brought me the best of the best, you guys. Come, let's check this out. We got all this super expensive stuff, except for, hey, we got this computer right here. Ooh, that just looks like super expensive, huh? Some EMU black. That is the best shit ever. Totally use the most cheapest shit ass computer you possibly could use for your fucking Jay-Z needs. But hey, let's go ahead and use this. I'm honestly hoping that we can go ahead and put an infinity on this, because this is completely useless. As a piggyback standalone, cool. You're gonna run your car automatic, hey, cool. It's cheap, fuck it, budget build. But the way that we're doing this, I just made him a fully custom wiring harness, and I'm gonna tell him to get rid of that shit. So we got some nice injectors. I'm not gonna talk shit about FID, they're fucking great. We got a Walbro 450, cool. And we got a whole bunch of Chinese sensors, some more Chinese sensors. Got a nice fuel pressure regulator. Oh, look, he even brought me some spark plug wires. I'm definitely not gonna use these. Yeah, so that's great. And then it looks like, just to show you guys what he thought we were gonna do, and I'm not fucking doing this for damn sure. Look, guys, we got a plug and play adapter to the black for a 2JZ GTE. Oh yeah, sick, bro. Totally gonna work. No, not gonna work. So anyways, that's enough rant for this car. We're gonna pull it inside right now, tear everything out. I'm not gonna keep anything. And then I have a 2JZ GE Vvti right there that we're gonna be throwing in it. And I'm gonna try to get the customer to just go ahead and either credit up or, you know, I don't know, something to go infinity, because it's a way better system. Hopefully we can get a full 7-inch dash display in the car. I know he wants to go and hoon the car at the Hoonigan Donut Garage or whatever, or Burnout Yard or whatever at the drag night, or drag the car, or drift the car, or die in the car. I don't really know. So yeah, anyways, my buddy Sean right here is gonna pull it all apart. I'm gonna go do something else because I don't even want to touch this car. And then once he gets it all out, we'll get all the new guts and everything. And we are gonna have to go ahead and bung the oil pan or swap to a GTE oil pan in order to get it in the car. We'll go new manifold, new turbo, new wastegate, new intake manifold setup, and new fuel system and everything else. So new intercooler, new wiring harness, new everything. And not a bad way to spend $13,000, but hey, let's fucking do it. Another super awesome part of this car, I just realized the dash is literally just set in here. It's not even on. So I guess we're just gonna rip this thing out so I can actually see what I have to do about fixing his factory wiring, since he wants his key to work, and whoever did it before just couldn't even bother to just wire it up the way that you're supposed to, instead of running all this fucking Wish eBay bullshit in the car. So we're cutting everything out right now, trying to get all this stuff situated the way it's supposed to be done. And yeah, I don't even know. Let's just see what we can get done. Okay guys, well, after a long day of going and picking up the new Mark IV for the shop, the GE Vvti right here is ready to go in the car. Sean and Sage got the engine out earlier. So we went ahead and put the right proper shifter on this from our buddy Blake's car. I got my buddy Blake right here helping me. Thank God for him staying late and helping me. It's like about 9 p.m. Here is the shit ass setup that was in the car earlier. So you guys can kind of see what in the fucking shit fuck was this. But this is all out. The customer's gonna come pick it all up and get this thing the hell out of here. And yeah guys, that's just about it. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get this in right now. Got the whole entire bay just kind of pulled apart, and now let's just get it in so we can get it off the floor. We have zero room here in the shop. The shop is absolutely full, just everywhere, full. So we're gonna get it in right now. Okay guys, so we got the S13 on the lift, and yes, it is a mess, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on over here, but customers actually decided that we're gonna go ahead and change the mount kit on this thing and get rid of this weird janky, I don't know, engine mount stuff, because the engine actually sits really crooked in here. It sits like this, if you guys can kind of see. And then as far as transmission mount, it's literally like a bike. Looks like a bike frame or something. I'm trying to see if I can even find it, but it was like a little frame piece with like a hole welded in it that wasn't even, I don't even know where we ended up putting it, but it was just super nasty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a whole new mount kit for the kit that we typically use for all of our stuff, and then kind of go from there. I do not, oh, here it is. Look at this guys. This is his transmission mount. I mean, cool for like some backyard welding, backyard mechanic kind of stuff, but I mean, I would never run that on my car. And I mean, it's really weird too, because the mount on this one sits like way over here and the other one sits way over there, and I just don't like it. And then we have the shifter extension that we went ahead and put in for the trans back here, and the tranny still didn't sit in the center because of how like not proper the mount kit sat in this thing, and the engine had like this much room against back against the firewall from where it's supposed to be. So it's just a mess overall. You know, I'm gonna try to see what we can do to get this done today, because we were gonna work on the 240Z to get him more buttoned up, but considering this car already has a drive shaft and we'll have the mount kit bolted in like proper today. All right guys, so as we can see, engine's out. We got the brand new excess power manifold in here. I like these manifolds, not only because they're super nice, but when you order, they actually send them to you with the studs and all the hardware. So it makes it like really nice because you're not having to find stuff, and the studs are actually pretty high grade. The flanges are nice, the tubular stuff is all nice, and there's like kind of no chance of this stuff breaking. I've never had one break. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna pull this out. As we can see, it's set up for a 4-bolt wastegate right here. Let me kind of give you guys a little better. I'm gonna go ahead and hack this off. I'm gonna weld on a V-band Turbo Smart gate on it. We're gonna bolt it on, bolt the turbo on before we put it back in the car. And as you can see as well, real quick, just so the customer can see as well, these mounts, I need to put one more bolt in, but are slotted and they're set for one position. So it's just super nice because you can adjust the engine versus some backyard weird funky stuff like this where the whole mounts crooked on there. That's not really what I would want to use anyways. And as I was saying, we went ahead and cut and extended the shifter on this one that was already in another S chassis on one of our buddies' cars. So gonna be super, super awesome for him. I need to weld up the water ports and a couple of other things too while we're at it. So I'm actually kind of glad that you pulled it back out because they kind of jumped the gun on putting it back in the car. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the fuel rail, whole bunch of stuff. So let's hurry up and get through this so we can get this day done. All right, peeps, well, we got the new Turbo Smart Hypergate already on. I already hacked the flange off. That's good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get the turbo and the manifold on the engine right now. All right, guys, so a few things had to change that we didn't end up getting done, but engine is assembled now. Pan, turbo, injectors. These are his FID injectors that he got from Drift Motion with the Drift Motion rail. All this is done. So confident with the good engine that we have here. It's already all pretty and nice and put together. And then we're gonna go ahead and change the clutch as well because this is the one that, so we're gonna go ahead and change this clutch too because this is some Chinese shit that was pretty fucked up, and put an ACT that I have that's over here from one of our other cars just to make sure that it holds for dyno, because anything that's not going to be ACT I'm pretty much not going to trust. Transmission stuff's all good to go. This is the extension that we have, and that's the ACT clutch we're going to go ahead and put in it right now. So let's get this together. We're going to get it in the car. So I just noticed this, and we're going to go put the engine in right now. We're getting the engine in the car, and the trans line, or sorry, the rack line is completely pinched off to where like there's no way in fuck we're gonna have power steering. So maybe we'll have to do these in braided later or something, but they're fucked. So bye-bye power steering on this thing, guys. So right now we're gonna go ahead and head over to my buddy Jason's shop right now at Rival Tuning and Rival Autoworks with Danny and everybody at Apexi. He's gonna go ahead and machine the throttle bodies that we need to fit for the intake manifold and everything before it gets too late. So hopefully we can get this manifold to fit. If it doesn't, worst case scenario, we'll end up running the factory one and kind of modifying everything, but let's just see if we can get it going, get it on the lathe, get it machined out, and let's get it. So I'm going to show you this real quick. This is a 2JZ GE Vvti throttle body. Anyways, this goes on here like this. There's going to be 4 8mm bolts with little lock tabs that we already removed. And then it's going to be pretty much the same exact thing as a 2JZ GTE Vvti. So I'm going to try to use the drive-by-wire delete that we use from Drift Motion for the GTE on this and see if it works and how we need to orient this to make it work. Because it's looking like with this S13, we're gonna have to run a stock intake manifold. We tried to use the excess power intake with our throttle body setup, and it's just not gonna work. The clearance is complete ass. So let me get the intake manifold modified and changed. Basically what happens is with the top feed fuel rail, we're hitting this flap in here. So we're probably gonna have to weld that open so it just has a consistent breathing instead of having the flappy vacuum oriented. So we're gonna delete all that. And then we'll have to figure out how we're going to get, I guess we're going to use vacuum lines for the intake air temperature sensor, or sorry, for the map sensor and other stuff like that too. So kind of a mess right now, but we have made progress. So we're hoping to have the piping and the majority of the stuff done tonight. So let's get this part done. So this is the drive-by-wire delete that you can get from Drift Motion. They're about 25 bucks. This is what you use for a GTE. They're just reversed. I didn't put their logo up. I just kind of put it in the wrong place. But basically how this is gonna work is it's gonna go in like this, and you're gonna twist it in place. And then if you move it, Sage. If you look now, are you going full throttle? See, it goes full throttle now. Close. All the way open again. Yeah, so anyways, we have throttle now since obviously we're not going to wire up the drive-by-wire. So we're going to go ahead and bolt that in now. And then the only shitty thing about the Vvti GE idle adjuster is it's on the very bottom of the throttle body right here, which makes it pretty much impossible to do. You're going to have to pull the throttle body on and off a whole bunch of times to make it work. But when you're dealing with Shipbox Ghetto Drift Car 101, you just gotta kind of do what you gotta do. So what we're gonna do on this to modify this is obviously this lever right here in the manifold is gonna be a flap that's gonna obviously open to open the flaps inside of the system. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna unbolt this right here in the center. We're gonna go ahead and unbolt all these stupid valves and stuff that we don't need in here anymore. And delete all this stuff so it can actually fit on the car. And then we'll get going on Anyways, as you can see, this opens and closes this. So we're gonna have to weld this shut to give it the optimal amount of breathing per cylinder and everything. Yeah, so let me go ahead and tack this up. We're gonna go ahead and get the throttle body bolted on, unbolt these last few little odds and ends on this because we're not gonna be using any of this breathing system emissions crap that we don't care about. So let me get this together real quick and we should get rolling on this. Anyways, similar to a twin scroll manifold, this is kind of how an open scroll manifold would work. You'd have all your cylinders running into kind of one cavity, and then it would go through the turbo through like one hole here. But since this is split and divided 3 ways and 3 ways, I'm probably gonna go ahead and weld this way with it shut, because then it would work similar to like a real twin scroll where 3 cylinders would go to one port, 3 cylinders would go to one port, and then it would meet on the part that he has up there in his hand out one hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this down right now, and let's get it. All right, guys, so it's about midnight on Friday, and we're very, very, very far through this already. So I'm probably gonna pretty much be just going over these last few things with you guys and then ending the video. I didn't have time to go ahead and remock everything up because we've just been too busy today. So I went ahead and already ran our new turbo line. Already started with the intercooler piping. I'm actually going to use an old RB intercooler that I have and just run both cores out one side through the hole that they already had that was existing. It's kind of one of the old school drift setups that we used to use for the RBs. It went like this on both sides and in. So I'm just going to repipe all that in and use a dual pass core to make it work. They worked great back in the day when we used them before, so I don't see we should have any problem now. I'm looking at using an S13 radiator right now, and it looks okay. It's just one of those things where like we're gonna have a really funky pipe, so maybe what we'll end up doing is we'll put a KA radiator in it, move it on that side, and just run a crossover pipe over out of hose or maybe aluminum, not quite sure. I did a really, really cool TIG welded IAT fitting in the intake manifold on this side. Went ahead and put the flex fuel sensor underneath the intake manifold so you can't see it. Mounted the fuel pressure regulator already with a new sensor that's already in it, and already went and put his WHP map sensor in the intake manifold. I went ahead and tapped it to 1/8 NPT, so we can go ahead and put that in there. So blocked off all the stuff, went ahead and welded the flap the way I wanted it to go. Also did the drive-by-wire delete that I showed you earlier in here, so this all works super, super great. As you can see, works like a charm. My wiring harness is in, as you can see as well. Shifter is in the center location, and all my Infinity wiring is somewhere over here within all the rest of the mess of stuff. So sorry about that. I still need to clean up the wiring. They moved the whole entire engine bay harness in the car along with the interior harness, so it is quite a mess. They even ran the battery location underneath the dashboard to the floor to over there. So I don't know if we're gonna reuse that or if we're gonna go ahead and make him something new. Based on his budget, I'm not sure. I did mock up this downpipe. I don't mind it. This is the Supra non-turbo one that we typically run for all our stuff. The only thing I don't like about this is it is very close to the manifold. It does tend to vibrate. So maybe I'll remove this and hit the manifold. Maybe I'll change the downpipe. Not really sure what I want to do quite yet. But all in all, she's looking really, really good. I'm gonna probably weld a 45 on the throttle body just to avoid having there be any kind of overheating on couplers and melting couplers and all that good stuff. So I'll probably just go ahead and put a 45 pipe here, give it a nice little curve to here, and then I'll work off of that to get me to wherever I need to go. I mean, it might not look the best because it's gonna be welded to the throttle body, but for the sense that this is gonna be just a kind of smash and bash drift car and kind of what it is, I don't really mind. Maybe we'll just use a turbo blanket and coupler. Not really too sure, but all in all, you guys, like, this actually looks really, really good. I like how it all laid out. I mean, there's a few things that I would change personally if it was my car, but all in all, like, really cool. We're gonna go ahead and put a 1/8 BSP to NPT adapter in the oil pressure in the oil filter housing to get oil pressure and oil feed line handled, and then pretty much, guys, we're gonna be pretty much ready to start this thing. So tomorrow we gotta do power steering, a couple other things. So, you know, stay with the video. I didn't think this was gonna come out as good as it did. I mean, the engine bay obviously could have been sprayed and a few other things could have been done. We may actually, if the customer lets me, I was also mocking up some stuff for you guys. The P2m engine mounts, they come in 2 different options. Let me show you real quick as I'm kind of unpackaging them. So basically you can run them with a lower setting and a higher setting, because you can see right here, this is what the factory engine mount lines up with, and that will actually drop you about 1 inch right there. Coming over here to the mount, and they're solid as well, which is nice. If you were to go to here, you can see you get about 1 inch out of the mount to drop the engine down lower, and judging by the points of where we're sitting on the fender, we're sticking out of it about 1 inch. If you look right here at the line, even up here, looking off the fender, it looks like we're a little high. So I don't know if he's gonna run hood risers or what the deal is. It would actually even give us some more room back there on the harness to run these. So I'm gonna run it by the customer, or maybe I'll just go ahead and throw them on his bill anyways. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about fans yet, guys. Maybe I'll just wire two fans up in there and run a shroud and cut it down, or I'll go with the Mercedes AEG fans. Not really sure what I wanna do right this second, but it is very late. It's been a hell of a day. We got a lot of stuff done today. Had to go through a few things because we had to go back and kind of redo some few things where the engine had to come back out. But all in all, guys, this would be the same kind of thing you would get in an NAT IS300 or NAT GS300. So if you guys were looking into trying to learn a little bit about how it's gonna all work and what you can do and ways to make it look nice, it's kind of similar to Isaiah's IS300 with this kind of a build. I mean, if you can see, it just, you know, pretty stock, pretty budget, guys. So we have a few more of these cars coming in. I'm sure this is gonna be a very, very popular swap that everyone's gonna wanna do, or a very, very popular mod everyone's gonna wanna do, because everybody wants to NAT their 2JZ GE engine. So until next time, guys, stay with it, keep up with the build. We'll be dynoing this next week, and see you later, guys. Peace.